So here's the message I asked Vern to give. So Vern's message is more on getting a good boost to the summer. Okay. So how many of you feel like you need more names and numbers, right?
Always use more.
Always use more. So summer's coming for some of you who are watching this now at school. And then also summer is here as of now. So those who are here and local and not in school, you can start, well, in a few days, yeah. But no, I asked Vern because he's been around a while and he's had to make names lists and coach a lot of people on this. So one of your biggest assets coming into this summer and big pushes is a massive names list. So I'm sure Vern has lots of examples of how to and stories and that. So thank you, Vern, for your time as always. So coming up, sir, get the throne. Woo!
Fresh from the shop.
Yeah, looking fresh.
Cool. Yeah. So I don't know why I just wanted to fix that. So for names list, I mean, I say this a lot whenever I talk to people that ask me about building a names list, but there is always lots of people that you guys still have not seen. I mean, like literally go back to when you were babies and like infants and people were like babysitting and stuff. Like those are still people that you can see, right? Like Jason is actually friends with my babysitter in Waukesha, Amber, and she hasn't seen Cutco yet. So, but I think she has Cutco. I don't remember. But like that's someone that will eventually be a customer of ours because she knows both of us, right? So ask your parents, like, hey, who babysat me when I was a kid, right? And then just kind of work your way up. You know, start when. If you were in daycare, ask your parents who were your daycare teachers, and then preschool, and then kindergarten, elementary. Like all those people are like plenty of people that you could see. Like I haven't talked to any of my elementary people at all. So if I wanted to, I could like try to, ask my mom when we were in Pennsylvania, do you still have my directory? And those are lots of people that I could still call today and catch up and be like, hey, this is a great excuse for us to catch up, right? So there's hundreds of people that you guys could still see for your names and numbers. So it's just all about like how bad do you want to go into the summer? I really believe that you shouldn't call referrals until you've maxed out your initial names list, because those will always be the easiest people for you to set up appointments with and for you to sell Cutco to. I still get excited when I'm able to do demos with people that I knew in high school. And now some of my people that I went to high school with are now my customers, which is awesome. And like all their brothers and sisters are like, hey, you still doing a knife thing? I'm like, yeah, do you not have me on social media? Of course I am, right? And then they buy Cutco from me. So like, I'm really excited to go to my 10-year anniversary or 10-year school reunion thing, because it's like, they're going to see you literally been doing this since we've all graduated. I'm like, yeah. So when you guys are ready, give me a call, right? So I graduated the class of 49 people. So that's going to be like at least 40 homemaker sets that's coming my way. It's going to be great. It's going to be awesome. So we just want to maximize it. So how you guys need to prepare for your summer, I'm already preparing for my summer, and lots of CSPs are preparing for our summers as well. So you guys know about the big 3-week push that's happening that starts next Tuesday. Like I'm already preparing for that. So even this morning, I was on the phone and on different communication apps with my marketing team, getting ready for like this show that I have this weekend and preparing for the big 3-week push coming up next week. So we're organizing all my customer lists. We're creating our content for the emails and texts and social medias that's going to be created for this push. And that's all going to be set up like for the rest of the summer. And we have a whole marketing plan that I could show you for literally a whole entire summer. For every event, we have like, what are we doing for emails? What are we doing for texts? What are we doing for social media? What are we doing for direct mail? Every single event and every single special, we already have laid out for the whole entire summer. And now it's just putting the finishing touches on it, right? Because that's what you do when you're a business owner. You don't wake up one day like, all right, summer's here. Let's get on the phones. Like Jason said, summer starts now. So you guys just have to take ownership in your business and look at your summer that starts next Tuesday until like basically end of August, and look at, how many weeks am I available to work? How many weeks do I want to work? You guys have been around for a while. You know that there's 3 pushes in the summer, right? You know there's 3 conferences. You know that there's going to be, you know, the Conference of Champions conference at the Dells. You know that we're going to be in Chicago for SC2. So like you need to take those days out when you're planning your summer. So when you come up with like the sales, you need to break that down to the ridiculous, where you break it all the way down to how many names and numbers am I going to need to schedule X amount, to make X amount of calls every day, to schedule X amount of appointments every week. Because when you have that, you're like, all right, I need 500 names and numbers. How am I, like, where's this going to come from? And you make a spreadsheet. So you can take all the referrals that you have right now, put them in a spreadsheet, get all your names and numbers now. Like, imagine if you dedicated an hour or 2 every day building your names list. Like, imagine if even this weekend, you had at least 200 fresh names and numbers where you could have an all-day phone jam. If you guys were watching the virtual summit, you remember Josh Mueller talking about how he made 200 phone calls on a Sunday, on Sunday. That's why he sells so much. That's why he sold millions of dollars, because he just outworks everybody. So who's going to show up Saturday and Sunday and make 200 phone calls, right? That's going to be you. That's really what it comes down to. So like, I just really challenge you guys, go through your Facebook. You guys are doing this Facebook Jumpstart thing, which I have no idea what it is, but you're sending out lots of messages anyway. You might as well be sending out messages for yourself. Like, you're already sending out lots of Facebook messages. Why aren't you messaging your own friends, like everybody on your Facebook friends list and your Instagram and your Snapchat, and tell them what you're going after this summer? Like, I'm trying to win a scholarship for school. I want to graduate debt-free. All I got to do is just show some stupid kitchen stuff. Can I have your mom's number? That's basically what it is. That's literally the approach for like your friends. They're like, yeah, sure. Like, I'll give you $5, or, you know, I'll give you a case of root beer or whatever, right? So like, I literally just need your mom's number. All I have to do for the scholarship is I just have to show her kitchen stuff. I get paid to do it, or I get credit to do it. That's it. Can I have your mom's number? It's literally just as easy as that, but no one's doing it. So if you do that throughout just your Facebook friends list, your Instagram, you got to slide into their DMs, and then Snapchat, you're snapping them individually. That could be hundreds of people right there. But then you sit down with your parents and you go through, like, who do we do business with? Who do we buy our house from? Realtors. Hello, we have a realtor program, okay? Who's our car salesman? Who's our insurance agent? Who's our doctor? Who's our orthodontist? Who's our dentist? Like, literally everybody that your family's giving money to, it's your turn to get money from them. Okay, so get like all of them, and you know, just with everybody, like, who's all of our family, friends, you know, just everybody, right? And you want to organize this in your spreadsheet. So like, when you have your spreadsheet, you want to organize it by first name, last name, and then number. You probably won't have their email, but you could do email. And then location, so just the city or town where they live. And then source, right? So is this a referral? How do I know them? Is this my mom's friend? Is this my random Facebook buddy Bob's mom, right? And then here you want to have notes. So notes are going to be, okay, I called them and I left a message, or I called them and left a message, or they said to call back, or I scheduled them for the 30th at 1 p.m. Right? So this is like when I call, and when my assistants call, they have a spreadsheet. We know exactly what's going on. So you're not just flipping through papers, and you're not like super organized. But this is how you can keep track of like everything. Okay, so this is why CSPs like do so well, because like we have spreadsheets for everything. So I have spreadsheets for the spring sale that's coming out, so I know the people that are going to be interested in actual sale. I know I have spreadsheets for actual customers, and then I'm going to make one for referrals as well. So you guys should be doing this, okay? But that's really it for making the names list. You just sit down and you just like go back to the very beginning of like how far you can think of like who babysat you, like who if you were in daycare, like literally starting from babysitting all the way through like your college years. And if you max down on that, you would have no issues for the summer. You could have the lowest average order and still outsell everybody. And that's the truth. You could sell 50 peelers to everybody and outsell everybody. You really could. Okay. So any questions on that?
What are some stories of chicken list people that you forgot about, or you were scared to call, and turned out really well?
Yeah, 2 examples. One, back in the Waukesha days.
Oh yeah.
So I was this was during the region trip to Cabo San Lucas, Mexico, in 2012, I think it was. I think maybe 2013. I don't remember. But I wanted to call one of my childhood best friend's moms. But at that point, I haven't seen them or talked to them in years. So I didn't, because we moved. And so when I called her, I didn't want her to be like, why is this dude calling me? What is he trying to sell me? Okay. But I said, whatever, worst case scenario, so just say no, and I'm never going to see her again. Right. So I call her. It was awesome. Told her what I was doing. She's like, oh, that's great. We're actually in the market for knives. You never hear that. Okay. So the one thing I didn't do well was I didn't set up with the husband and the wife. So I did the whole demo. And she's like, I'm not getting anything without my husband. But I rescheduled to come back that Saturday. And like she picked out the set that she wanted. So I went back, and then they bought a signature set. And then she gave me 6 referrals. And those six referrals, I sold 2 homemaker sets, another signature set, and something else. So it was like $5,000 just from her. And then back then, the PR is counted towards $1,000 towards your trip, and you needed at least $6,000 to qualify. And her son was my PR. So literally because of her, I went to Mexico. Wow. Woo. Okay. So the other one that I have, I sprained my ankle playing basketball because my friend was cheating. And so this was when I was in Oshkosh, went on campus to the doctor. And it was Dr. Pat McKenzie, who's also the doctor for the Green Bay Packers. So he asked me what I do. I'm like, oh, I sell Cutco. He's like, oh, I got the big set. I'm like, oh, well, you know, blah, blah, blah. He's like, yeah, give me a call tomorrow. I call him the next day. He doesn't answer. I call him like literally every day for at least a month or so. First half of the summer at least. Never calls back. I, leave him a voicemail, multiple voicemails, all that. So I'm like, whatever. I'm not gonna bother him. Obviously, he's busy. I'm just gonna leave him alone. Okay. Then the SC2 push comes. I said, you know what? Screw it. I need to make these dumb calls anyway. So let's just call him. So I call him, and he's like, hello? Call me off guard because I wasn't expecting him to answer. I was like, hey, Dr. McKenzie, this is Vernon. He literally said, Vernon, where have you been? I've been waiting for you to call me to sell me these knives. And of course, I'm like going to be like, your voicemail box isn't full just for me? Like, you didn't hear any of my voicemails? And he bought 2 essential sets as gifts. He's like, yep, I want 2 of those. 15-minute virtual demo. He's like, yeah, I don't need to see all that. I just want 2 of these as gifts. All right, cool. Easiest, like, I don't know, $1,000, $2,000 sale I ever made. So those are my 2 chicken list stories that I got. So definitely call your chicken list people. Worst case, they'll say no, and you'll probably never see them again anyway. So, and if you don't call them, I'm going to show up in their doorstep one way or the other. So definitely want to call them. Anything else? Anything from the Wausau crew? Ethan, nice haircut, by the way.
Hey, Liz.
Hi, Liz.
Hey, Liz.
Liz, did you find me some shows in Stevens Point yet?
No, not yet. I'm on it.
Come on. Y'all apparently got money up there, so you need to get me back up there.
Right?
Yeah. Anything else? No?
No? All right.
Cool.
Let's give Vernon a clap. 1, 2, 3. Thanks, Vernon.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay. So I'm going to go over some assignments here. Let me stop this recording here.